Angel. Yes, we are going to talk a little bit about Angel Reese. Now, I know the Angel Reese videos don't get the same views that they used to, but I think this is an important story for a couple of reasons. One, I want to tie in some stuff to Caitlin Clark, but also I want to talk about something no one is talking about with this dust up, this brouhaha that Angel Reese had with Isabelle Harrison, especially the defenders of Angel Reese who are attacking the coach and attacking Isabelle Harrison and going after Toronto and all this ranting and raving. Something they have conveniently forgotten, which now that I started talking about it, also can tie back to Caitlin Clark and especially Caitlin Clark fans. So for those of you that do not know, Atlanta Dream and Angel Reese played Toronto Tempo. The Toronto Tempo have a player named Isabelle Harrison. Yes, former teammate of Angel Reese's at the Chicago Sky. And they had a bit of an ongoing battle in this game that ended with Isabelle Harrison getting ejected. And we're going to take a look at that play as well as some others. We're going to talk about the fallout from all of this, tie it into some things with Caitlin Clark that I find kind of interesting. But first, of course, as always, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Of course, shout out to the 19. So let's take a look. This is some of the stuff at the beginning. Now, it just hit me another thing to tie in with Caitlin Clark is, we've heard all the think pieces recently about her behavior on the court, right? Entitled Brad and all the arguing and blah, blah, woof, woof. I'm not seeing any of those when it comes to Angel Reese other than in defense of Angel Reese. But let's take a look at some of this stuff. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that started off right at the beginning. Yeah, so got a call here. I think off the ball. And look at what Angel Reese does. This is Isabelle Harrison right here, by the way. And also keep in mind what I said about context that no one is talking about, which we'll get to in a bit as well. So that happened. The play's over. The whistle blew. It's dead. Can you imagine? And again, I hate doing the, oh, if so-and-so did it, but the WNBA is so wacko, we got to talk about it. Could you imagine if Caitlin Clark did this? And Isabelle wasn't having it. Now, again, another thing to tie in that just popped in the top of my head. Caitlin Clark, now they switched it from Caitlin Clark to a team technical with a delay of game. You remember that? Caitlin Clark in the last game made a steal, went out of bounds. She didn't even have to go get the ball, by the way, right? She could have just walked away from the ball that was rolling all the way down the other end of the court and made the official go get it. But Caitlin being Caitlin, and it was at her feet, former soccer player, she kicked it against the whatever they have there under the scorer's table. It's solid. It came back, didn't come back right to her, went by her, but she ran it down and got it to the official as quickly as possible. And they gave the Indiana Fever a technical on that. Well, no technical here on Angel Reese. I'm curious as to why there wouldn't be one here. I mean, am I wrong if we're going to be consistent about how we call games? And there the ball goes away, right? And she pouts and huffs and puffs and walks down the court. And, of course, they're having some conversation. And now we've got another play. Pay attention. Forget the lowering of the shoulder and the bullying in. Angel Reese could foul out of every game within a couple minutes if they actually called the game correctly, because she offensive foul every time she has the ball. But also watch her right elbow right there, right? So there's a double. There's a double went boom, two. She threw two elbows trying to bully Isabelle to the basket. Actually did get an offensive foul called on that. And then Isabelle, of course, I get it, right? After what happened before, you slap the ball out of her hand for no reason. You throw a couple of elbows. So Isabelle's like, yeah, I'm going to return the favor. And and by the way, I have no problem with like everything that's going on right here. Okay. In all this, they're feisty, they're battling, they're going at each other. There hasn't been anything crazy or dirty at this point. Now I question the official not making calls. Now, keep in mind, and the reason I brought back to what Angel just did, because this is a response to Angel. Now watch Angel right here. See that? She's like, Oh, did you see that? She knocked the ball. Well, I'm sorry, but did you not just do that right before? Yes, yes, you did. And Isabel Harrison, by the way, as you saw here, she was cooking Angel Reese all night long. And I can't remember now off the top of my head what she shot, but it was quite good. I think she had 17 points. Now, yeah, Angel finished up with 15, and they won. Of course, the Atlanta Dream. People forget they were 30-14 before Angel Reese arrived last season. They should be beating the expansion tempo. But Angel Reese was 6 from 19, 6 for 19 for her 15 points, more shots than points scored, less than I think 30. What's that? 31.5%, all from right around the rim. But here's the other thing: when Isabel Harrison got ejected, Angel Reese was 2 for 13 against Isabel directly. 4 of 6 after that. Well, it was already a blowout. I don't even know why she's in there getting points. But anyway, so here we go. Pay attention to this. I'm going to wind it back and slow it down. Now, keep in mind some of the things we've seen with Caitlin Clark, okay? Because Isabel Harrison got a straight flagrant 2 for this, ejected from the game. Ejected from the game. Now, I'm going to slow this down because I think it's important. A lot of people go into this with, I think, preconceived notions. It's really kind of important to take a look at all of what happens here. So, boom, right, okay, right, like right there, right? Angel Reese right away. Isabel Harrison is straight up, arms up in a defensive position. Angel Reese hard lower of the shoulder, and then watch her feet, right? Before Isabel does anything, Angel Reese is just bullying into her. Isabel gets a hand on the basketball. Look at Angel Reese's body position, right? And the way it's angled. Full weight leaning into Isabel Harrison. And then flops and falls on Isabel Harrison, who has the basketball. Isabel Harrison was given a flagrant 2, right? Okay, both. That's an offensive foul right there. Look at the body position. Slams her shoulder into her. Continues to go with that weird, awful. And then Isabel's trying to tie up the ball, and Angel Reese just keeps plowing at an awkward angle into Isabel Harrison. What else was she supposed to do but fall down? And she's bringing Angel with her, help cushion the blow a little bit. And yet Isabel Harrison got thrown out, and she is getting trashed all over the place by Angel Reese fans, of course. And here's the crazy thing, which is why I pointed out at the beginning. If I'm officiating this game, and this has nothing to do with Angel Reese, it's an offensive foul. Whatever happened after was Angel Reese continuing at an awkward angle. No, like she was almost at a 45-degree angle trying to bully herself through Isabel Harrison after she already committed an offensive foul. There is nothing in this. Now, look, if you want to make an argument somehow as an official consistently that you wouldn't call that a charge and you'd let other players do it and you allow a little bit of that lower the shoulder and you say, oh, you know what? I got to at least give Isabel Harrison a foul here. I think you're wrong, but I'm okay with it. But a flagrant 2 automatic ejection on this is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It is a terrible, terrible call. And then, of course, people were very upset because later on, now think about what you just saw, right? Isabel didn't really do anything. They both went down in a tumble, mainly because of Angel Reese's body position and what she was trying to do to go through Isabel Harrison. And now here it comes, right? I mean, tell me this is not oh, I'll be that. I'll be the villain. I'm the villain. I'll be the villain. I have no problem being the villain. I'll be the villain. And then what does she do? Play victim. Oh, but I'm so sexualized. And yeah, I mean, look at the type of stuff you post online, like molds of your private parts. Probably don't do that. That would be a good idea. So again, this is where it gets irksome for a lot of people, where this is typical Angel Reese stuff, where she's going to be nasty, she's going to be dirty. And I go back to that initial play of the swatting of the basketball, right? That is where you give a technical foul as a referee. But no, didn't do it. Now, just again, keep in mind, now this is just one. I could go find a bunch for this is the type of stuff that we get from Angel Reese. It's not just Caitlin Clark. Pay attention to what Angel Reese does here. Watch this. Boom. Y'all see that? No reason whatsoever for this to happen. Hands right to the face. Look at that. I think that's Kiki, right? Hands right to the face. There is zero reason for this to happen from Angel Reese. Boom. But you're going to tell me that she's the victim, right? She's always the victim. It is absolutely wild, man. And then we've got let me see if I can find it here. You know what? Where is it? I got it here. Hold on a second. Just as a reminder, I want to make sure I still had it, right? We have this was not called a foul at all. Ow. That looks like it might have hurt. I mean, that is a full on dirty. I mean, that was on purpose. Driving, she stood up, she leaned in, she drove that shoulder right into Caitlin Clark's jaw. That is not a foul at all. But Isabelle Harrison got thrown out of the game for what she did. And then, of course, you had the coach was asked about it afterwards, about the physical play and on. And he says, definitely it's one of those situations where she's going to be inside, she's going to be physical, and sometimes not getting the calls, you have to manage it. You can't control it. So you just got to keep playing. I thought she did that tonight, and I think that's a large reason why she had such a great second half of the game. No, the reason she played well later was because Isabelle Harrison got ejected for no reason. Nothing wrong with this statement. It actually praises Angel Reese. He doesn't get fined for his comments on the officiating. But the Angel Reese fans, and again, keep in mind, this guy coached the Dream last year and led them to a 30-14 record. Will Angel have to be injured on the court before someone says something about the unfair way Angel Reese is officiated? Becky and Cheryl would never allow their star player to be treated like this and not say or do something. I just won't support this silence anymore. Again, Angel Reese committed an offensive foul, and her opponent got thrown out for it. Kennedy Carter. Remember Kennedy Carter's hit on Caitlin Clark? Regular foul. Marina Mabry did not get thrown out for her blindsided hit on Caitlin Clark. Diamond DeShields did not get thrown out for her blindsided hit on Caitlin Clark. Dejanay Carrington, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think she got a foul for trying to blind Caitlin Clark. But the Angel Reese fans are losing their minds. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of wild. I think I had one other thing I wanted to show you, but you know what? I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go because this lady's voice is irritating. But yeah, anyway, so here's what I wanted to finish up with on that, because I think the context is important. And again, this actually does, even though I wasn't thinking at the time, it ties back to Caitlin Clark, because we always hear about how entitled she is, and her teammates don't like her and all this other stuff. Isabelle Harrison, in her, I think, was it her exit interview in 2024, or it just happened to be after a game, and I think it was an exit interview, where she actually broke down in tears because of the way she was treated by Angel Reese's fans online, because of all the racial slurs and insults and everything that she was getting attacked with from Angel Reese fans. I don't recall, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall the media ever asking Angel Reese to come out and denounce her own fans for their disgusting, vile treatment of Isabelle Harrison. Do y'all recall that? I don't recall that. I do know that the Indiana Fever fans, who did absolutely nothing wrong, had to sit through an entire investigation for which then they never got an apology. They weren't defended even by the Fever organization. But once again, you have Angel Reese being the instigator, Angel Reese being the problem, and then Angel Reese playing victim, and of course, everyone buying it. I shouldn't even say all our fans, because it's the media and everything else. All I'm seeing online is what an amazing game Angel Reese had with 15 points and 17 rebounds. Yeah, 15 points on 19 shots from 3 feet away, of which she made 6. 2 of 13 against Isabelle Harrison before she got ejected for no reason whatsoever. Once again, another example of the double standard in multiple ways that we have to deal with constantly when it comes to Caitlin Clark just being allowed to play basketball. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I do truly appreciate all your support. I will talk to you later.